We saw Abraham Gutierrez with the Walker. Is that a taxi squad move?
Yeah, he's on the taxi squad. So, I mean, basically, we have a couple things going on. Indy's going on the IL. I don't know what we're calling it. I mean, he's got 5 stitches on his finger. So, finger laceration, I don't know, ask Todd, but he's got stitches. And Goody's here. We're still with Joey. We're still trying to figure out where Joey's situation is. So Goody's here on a taxi, and then Shug's back for Indy's spot.
With Joey's injury, is that like trying to figure out how much mobility he has? Is that like define what do you mean by figuring out where he's at?
Well, it's a back, so yeah, I think figuring out his mobility, figuring out his ability to play, his ability to rotate, and then just seeing actually where we're at with him. So we're going to run him through a workout today, and I think we'll have a better idea once we get through that.
Shelton, with Indy out, do you look at other options at first, or do you go forward here with Emmanuel and Adam as your two?
Well, I think Valdez going to play there. I mean, he had good at bats last night. Frage can go over there and play. It does provide a little bit of a challenge for us in game in terms of making moves. We expect Tree to start a rehab maybe as soon as tonight. He's got some baseball activities he's got to go through. So depending on how long that is, but as of right now, yeah, I think those would be the 2 guys that are options there, Valdez and Frage.
Shelton, how much is there concern, one, just with their size, they're not traditional size first baseman, and 2, Valdez missing a couple throws, whether it was pickoff moves or play at second?
Well, the size portion, I mean, we're not going to make him grow, so, it is what it is. In terms of, Valdez still learning that position, so there's going to be some things that we have to continue to work on, and I think we're aware of that, and we got to make sure that we put him in the best position possible.
You guys batted Oneil leadoff yesterday. What did you like about him in that spot?
Well, I mean, I think I've tried a bunch of different people there. I've talked to a bunch of different people. Some people had strong thoughts on him going there. He's done it before. Just trying to find what works. So, I think there's a chance that we'll run him out there for a bit and see how it works.
Does that change anything in his approach?
It shouldn't. I mean, I don't think he changed when he went from 1 to 3. I do think there is some value from him hitting behind Brian for Brian, but right now we're trying to get our offense going and tried a couple different people there. It didn't work. Tried him there. I mean, it worked for a night, so hopefully it sparks us a little bit.
And then that leadoff spot in general, you talk about getting the offense going. How important is it just getting the number 1 spot going?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think just starting the game off. I mean, even yesterday, he hit a ball 115 that got caught to lead off the game. He had 2 other hits. The fact that, his ability, his athleticism in front of Brian and being able to run, and what's he got, 9 steals already? So, that could be helpful. I mean, just in totality, we got to get our offense going. We got to get the middle going. Izzy's done a nice job at the bottom. So I think anything to spark it right now is what we're looking for.
Shelton, I know we've talked about him a couple times, but Bednar still hasn't allowed a hit, hasn't allowed a walk or a run. What are you guys looking for from him down there? And then is there any kind of time frame of when you would want to see him back up in the major leagues?
Yeah, time frame, no. I mean, I don't think there's a time frame. We're very pleased with how he's performing. I don't even think he's eligible yet to come back. So, I think we'll talk about that once we get to it. But really pleased, number 1, with how he's performed, and, as pleased with how David's handled that, because it's challenging, when you get optioned, and he's done a really nice job.
While David's out, Dennis Antenna's done a nice job at the back end. What has impressed you most about how he's handled 7th, 8th, 9th, whatever role you put him in?
The consistency. And this dates back to last year. He did it last year near the end of the year. He pitched really well for us once we acquired him, once our pitching group made some adjustments with him. And I think the one thing that really stands out about Denny is he's pretty calm. He's got a really calm demeanor, and that's helpful in leverage situations.
Shelton, given
the way Justin Lawrence has pitched so far, and how good was it to be able to add somebody like that in the middle of the spring?
Yeah, that was a definite bonus. I think we know the stuff has always been really good. The sweeper grades out as one of the best sweepers in the game. The previous issues had been command and putting the ball on the plate, and knock on wood, so far he's done a really good job of that. He stayed in attack mode and has pitched to contact and done a really nice job.
When you see a guy like him who has much better splits away from the cores, who has that pitch, that sweeper that has really good metrics. Are you surprised that no one else thought of the idea of, hey, maybe we should go get him like you guys did?
Yeah, I would bet that there were a ton of people when they put him on waivers that were interested in him, just purely looking at the stuff. And fortunately, we were the ones that were able to acquire him. But I would bet we were not the only team that was thinking this would be a good add to their club.
Shelton, given the way that Andrews looked out in the outfield, going forward, when Brian's healthy, do you look at more ways to try to get him out there? Has that changed your thought process of how you could use him?
Well, my thought process is now I can use him out there. I mean, I really didn't have any thought of using him out there at all, just because we didn't play him out there during the spring. I mean, he is 38. I think he's shown us that he can go out there. So getting Brian back is probably the most important portion of that, because then we can go back to more of a traditional the way we thought about it. But him going out there, or Andrew going out there, you know, a day or two a week now, can definitely enter the chat, which didn't have coming into the season.
Shelton, would you ever consider sliding for a day Reynolds to left if he's ready to go and playing Cutchin right, and then you've got the DH spot?
Hadn't thought about it, but I mean, it is possibly something that we could do, but had not thought about it. I'm more concerned about getting Brian back onto the field first before we go there.
How close is Brian? What steps does he have to go through to get cleared to play the outfield?
He's in the middle of a throwing program, and it's gone extremely well, but he has not thrown to the bases yet. He has not taken infield. That's the next hurdle we got to cross.
Shelty, the Jackie Robinson Scholarship recipient Drew is here today. On behalf of you, how cool is it to have him here throwing out the first pitch on a day like today?
Yeah, I mean, today's such a special day, and I think Major League Baseball really started a wonderful initiative years ago, and the Jackie Robinson Foundation is part of it in terms of how they donate money. I think it's, you know, in Drew's case, it's $35,000 a year for 4 years to help out with schooling, and the day has just blossomed, and we are celebrating someone that has changed the game forever. It's changed the game for people in our room, but it's changed Major League Baseball, and I think the most important thing is we are advocating for someone that was not only a wonderful player, a wonderful person, but very much like Clemente, was also an unbelievable humanitarian and very charitable person. So very excited that Drew's here today, very excited to be able to present him with the Jackie Robinson jersey that we will wear, and also the fact that you know, we're honoring a wonderful human being.